Hey, my Lipton. So I wanted to do a quick video because I actually ordered some food and I want to go and want to go eat some of that. But I did want to do a video today. I wanted to talk about three topics because I feel like I haven't really been putting out a lot of content personally for me. I know I put out two videos and I feel like I haven't really been on my A game lately. So I just wanted to give you guys some quick content. And thank y'all guys so much for subscribing to my channel, for being here, for watching me. I appreciate it so much. Let's get this channel growing. Let's get up to 500 subscribers. Honestly, the goal is really to get up to like 1,000 subscribers. So if y'all can get me up to that, if y'all can share my videos, share it with friends, make them subscribe, I would really appreciate that. So let's talk about this video. So I want to talk about three topics. So I want to talk about Dark Side of the Ring, Doing the Clown. I want to talk about the upcoming Disney live action movies that is going to be put in place, and I also want to talk about this submarine Titanic thing that's been happening. So obviously, I'm gonna start with this because I feel like I need to get my laughs off and my rocks off with the submarine and the Titanic. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And someone put this tweet up. Someone put this tweet up. I saw this on Twitter and I was cackling. They said that somebody on TikTok said maybe the air will trickle down like the wealth was supposed to. And that says it all. This tweet really says it all, because it's just like, when I first heard the story, when I first heard what happened, how the billionaires got into this freaking Pepsi can submarine and wanted to go see the Titanic, which is all the way deep, all the way in the ocean, like, just to go see it through a screen and come back to the surface. It's just like, I was just kind of like, listen, at this point, I honestly believe that these billionaires are bored. That's really what it is. Like, these billionaires are bored. Like, they're it's just like they have nothing to do. you know it's just like, let's just do the most craziest things just to make ourselves, just to do something, instead of what I mean, like, trickling down their wealth, instead of, they can put so much money into, social services, public service, just, education, paying off people's student loans, sir, and they can die three times over and they'll still be rich, right? Instead of doing those things, instead of probably, giving to the poor, so to speak. And I don't mean that cliche giving to the poor. I mean actually giving to the poor, giving to the less fortunate. You know what I mean? Instead of ending world hunger, which they can do. Instead of doing all of that, and they'll still be rich, by the way, if they do that. If all these billionaires were to, those same billionaires that are in this submarine, if they just came together as a unity, the same way they came as a unity to squeeze themselves into this Pepsi can submarine, instead of doing that, and feed the poor, try to put some money into homelessness, building, some new buildings for them, you know, paying off some student loans, putting money into the healthcare business so that, people's healthcare can be, instead of doing all of that good stuff so they can get blessings from God, they have now, unfortunately, passed away. Because now they're saying that they passed away, basically, is what is being reported. Because they said they ran out of air. It is what it is. The submarine is too deep for us to go and rescue them. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. I feel like, first of all, why are you going into the ocean to go see a ship that is like centuries old, a century or so old? Like, what is the excitement? I could understand in a way, even though I don't understand it, but it's like, I could kind of understand, like, the scuba diving stuff, because it's like people want to be with the sharks, even though I think that's still dangerous to me and I think it's stupid. But people like to do that. That part I can kind of understand a little bit. But I still think it's stupid. I think that people shouldn't do it because it's dangerous. But for you to go that deep into the ocean, knowing that we haven't even discovered 90% of our ocean, knowing that, and having a PlayStation controller controlling the submarine to go see a Titanic, to go see a ship that is centuries old, is preposterous. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the fact is, there's so much hoopla around this. There's so much of the American government, the Canadian government, the French government talking about, oh, we're going to send our people to taxpayer dollars, mind you, taxpayer dollars to send people down to the ocean to go find these 5 billionaires. Taxpayer, even though, like, it's crazy to me. Like, there's so much, like, there's so much that we can be doing right now. And listen, I'm not saying, I know y'all gonna be like, girl, yeah, you really don't care about these people dying. And listen, let me just say this. All I'm saying is, and because I think they all paid $250,000. All these billionaires paid $250,000 to go under the ocean just for them to die. But all I'm saying is, that 250K could have gone to something of good use, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? The homelessness is skyrocketing. The housing crisis is skyrocketing. You know, student loan debt has been to the roof. People don't have health care. You know, inflation. All that. There's so much stuff that these billionaires could have done that didn't cost their lives. You know? And there's also a spiritual thing that I feel like happened here when it comes to like the submarine and the Titanic and all that stuff. But you know, this is not a spiritual channel, so I think I'm gonna keep my little spiritual, you know, stuff to myself. But I also think there's a spiritual thing that occurred here when it comes to the submarine sinking, basically. So yeah, you know, may they rest in peace. That's all I have to say. I want to talk about Doink the Clown. And I want to do a quick review about this. So I watched the episode, and honestly, I wasn't gonna, I was gonna do a video, but it took me some time. And let me just say this, you know, and I didn't really grow up with Doink the Clown. Like I wasn't really watching wrestling around that era, but I knew of him. So to see, and obviously the man that was Doink the Clown was Matt Bourne, or Matt Osborne is what they call him. And he was a complex character, y'all. Like inside the ring, outside the rings, particularly, especially outside the ring, because Matt Bourne, he was very complex. He was abusive, honestly. He abused a lot of drugs, a lot of substance abuse issues, a lot of drug issues. He tend to beat up a lot. You know, he was definitely, you know, he put his hands on women. He definitely, you know, was, you know, he had some issues. Okay. And, you know, I usually like to refrain from calling people like a bad person, or like trying to say things like that. But I feel like, you know, two things can be true at the same time. Of course, you know, whatever, we could talk about his ring work and that sort of thing. But I also felt like Matt Bourne as a person, he just, to me, I don't know, he just wasn't a good person. Like, he was, you know, beating like literally his wife, the mother of his children, to the point where she didn't even know what happened. Like, she was so, like, he beat her up so bad, she knocked out. And then she was in the hospital. And when she woke up in the hospital, she had like 2 black eyes, and just, she looked a mess. And like, he didn't even know that you know, he was so out of it that he didn't even realize the kind of damage that he did. He also beat up the other ex-wife, you know, throwing cigarettes on her while she had the baby in her arms. And, you know, to the point where I think he did something to the point where the baby ended up flying out of his wife's arm. And I'm just like, he really, really was a lot to handle. And like, also for the fact that like, he kicked a fan's eye socket out of the fan's head, y'all, like that. And I get it, because the fan, how, especially back in the day, fans were definitely like, if you were a heel, if you were like a bad character in wrestling, like they will confront you, they'll try to throw things at you, garbage, and some might even try to hit you. And don't get me wrong, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he spoke about this. He was like, listen, the fan came to my face, he hit me, I hit him back. I gave him a receipt. But that was it. He didn't need backup from Matt Bourne. So then Matt Bourne ended up coming after Hacksaw Jim Duggan already gave him his receipt. And, Matt Bourne ended up kicking the fan in the freaking head to the point that where the fan's eye socket popped out. So, and then the fan ended up suing him, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the company. So, I don't know what it is about Matt Bourne and these eye sockets. Like, he tried to do it to another wrestler. I'm forgetting his name at this moment. He just confronted another wrestler out of nowhere and just started putting his hands on him and tried to pop his eye out. So, I don't know. Matt Bourne is, he was a character in and outside of the ring. He abused a lot of drugs. I also want to say this, because I think the daughter of Matt Bourne is kind of delusional. It's no shade, no shade, no shade. I understand that's your dad. But girl, can we be honest here? Do I think that I think her name is Connie, because I think that was Matt Bourne's girlfriend before he died, because he ended up getting like 2 divorces, and then he dated another woman, and she was there the day that he died, and the daughter's blaming the girlfriend for the father's death because she believes that she allowed her father to die, or did something for the father to die, foul play. I honestly don't believe that. Do I think that Connie was negligent though? Do I think that she was negligent? Yes. Do I think that she was purposely negligent? No. No, I don't believe it. I think that, Matt had a lot of drug problems, and he was taking a lot of drugs, and he happened to take, the drugs of Connie's mother, and he overdosed. And Connie was just, I think that Connie has probably seen Matt like this for so long, and it's just me speculating. I think that she's just seen him do it for so many times and for so long that she didn't really pay too much mind. It was just like she brushed it off until the point where he started foaming at the mouth. But I don't know. I don't think Connie did that purposely though. I do think that she was negligent, but I don't think that she was purposely negligent. Now, that depends. Do you want her to go to jail for being negligent? That's a whole other topic, but I don't think that, it was purposely done. I don't. Taking, abusing drugs comes with consequences, y'all. So I just think that the daughter is a little, even though I can see why she feels that way, but at the same time, I just don't, I don't think there was any foul play when it came to Doink the Clown's death. I don't. He was just a person that was just going through a lot of things, and he ended up, meeting his death at an age where you can consider him to be young. I mean, 55 years old passing away. That is young to me. So, yeah, Dark Side of the Ring, the season, been watching it. Next week's episode is, Junkyard Dog, so I'll be interested in to see his story and what they have to say, and I'll see that if I should do a video on it. But yeah, that was my thoughts on that. It's so weird to go for a transition from Drake the Clown to Disney, but I have to talk about this. So I saw this on Twitter. They said that the Disney live actions currently in the works: Hercules, Bambi, Moana, Lilo and Stitch. Now, let me tell you something. Personally for me, maybe because I'm biased. Well, no, I am biased. What am I saying? But I genuinely don't think that we need. There's only one live action I'm honestly interested in watching is Hercules. We do not need Bambi. We do not need Lilo and Stitch, and we definitely don't need Moana. Moana is not even 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Why are we getting a Moana live action? For what? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. In a way, this kind of feels like The Rock has a hand in getting a Moana live action. I feel like he's seeing what these other live actions are making. He's like, you know what? I want my hand in the pot. So he kind of influenced the studio to make a Moana live action, which I think is stupid because this movie's not even 10. Like, at least I will give this credit though to all these other movies: Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Hercules. At least those movies were from the freaking like 80s and 90s, and Cinderella, like back in the 50s, 60s. At least they're freaking decades old. Moana hasn't even Moana's 8 years old or something, if I'm not mistaken. This is crazy. So I think this is like, I know all of these live actions, but even the live actions that I like, Little Mermaid, all of these live actions are cash grabs. But I'm sorry, this Moana live action is definitely it's so obvious that it's cash grab. Lilo and Stitch, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I didn't think that the live action was necessary, and when I saw that casting for this Lilo and Stitch, it's most definitely not necessary. This is crazy. Bambi, I'm sorry, I honestly never really liked Bambi when I was young, when I was a kid. Like, I didn't care for it, so I'm definitely not gonna be interested to watch it. It is what it is. Hercules, I'm definitely I'm interested. I'm interested, and the only reason why I'm interested is because of the muses. I love the muses, so it's like, and I love Hercules as it is. I love Hercules. I love Meg. I love all of them. But they need to get the casting for the muses right. And I'm not playing. I swear to God, if they do not get the casting for the muses right, I'm going to come on this camera and I'm going to drag. I'm going to drag. And in a way, I do I'm 50-50 right now. In a way, I do kind of feel like they're going to get the casting right when it comes to the muses. But there is that. I'm not 50-50. I'm 60-40. 40% feels like I think they're going to get it right. That 60% feels like they're not gonna get the casting right for the muses, and I'm gonna come on this camera. I'm gonna turn off this camera, and I'm gonna start dragging Disney. Oh my God! But we'll see. I'm not gonna go watch Moana. I'm not gonna go watch Bambi, and I'm not gonna go watch Lilo and Stitch. It's just it is what it is. But I am gonna go watch Hercules. If the casting is right, they do justice. I'll go watch Hercules. I'll go watch it. I'll definitely go watch it. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts on these videos. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about Doink the Clown? How do you guys feel about these Disney live action movies? And how do you guys feel about Billionaire Submarine Pepsi Can, drowning in the ocean, drowning, instead of trickling down their wealth to poor communities so that they can be uplifted and they can have a better life expectancy. And please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get up to 500 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.